Welcome to This Explainer. We live on a planet where entire environments are just completely alien to us. They're totally out of sight, quietly hiding these absolute biological marvels. Well, today we are diving right into the mystery of the deep sea phantom. We're stepping down into an abyss where the normal rules of survival are literally rewritten. We're talking about an ecosystem that has zero sunlight. It operates on a completely different set of evolutionary pressures. So this isn't just us looking at some newly discovered animal, we're looking at a creature that forces us to entirely rethink the upper limits of how a predator can evolve. Seriously, what is actually hiding in the darkest depths of the ocean? Picture a sunless void where the absolute crushing hydrostatic pressure destroys most known life forms. For the longest time, science basically told us that nothing highly complex could survive down there. We are talking about the bathypelagic zone and even deeper, areas where the pressure is thousands of times heavier than at the surface, and the temperature is just barely hovering above freezing. And yet, there is an entire hidden ecosystem operating right beneath us. It's a completely different world ruled by creatures perfectly adapted to the abyss, totally cut off from the sun-driven food chains we're used to. Now, what's genuinely wild about this environment is the visual contrast. Imagine being in those pitch-black depths, and then, out of nowhere, bam, a sudden, bright, and incredibly dangerous shadow emerges. A glowing silhouette cuts right through the darkness. In a place where staying hidden is absolutely everything, the sudden appearance of this phantom is, well, it's as jarring as it is terrifying. It literally weaponizes bioluminescence. It uses these highly specialized light-producing organs not just to light up the dark, but to create a lethal, mesmerizing beacon that completely disorients anything unlucky enough to cross its path. And that brings us to the real apex mystery of it all. Because this thing doesn't just exist in total darkness, and it doesn't just baffle modern science. It actually makes the largest predators out there tremble. It completely flips the established food chain on its head. Usually we think of things like giant squid or massive deep-sea sleeper sharks as the undisputed kings of the deep, right? But the second this phantom enters the hunting grounds, those massive, terrifying predators suddenly become the prey. It is a biological puzzle that has modern marine biologists completely scratching their heads, challenging everything we thought we knew about who hunts who down in the dark. Okay, so how does it actually dominate like this? Well, it comes down to a true biological marvel. It is quite literally a living ghost. This predator is equipped with highly specialized skin cells. We're talking advanced chromatophores and light-bending iridophores that let it instantly change color and completely vanish. It turns into an invisible, lethal force before its prey even realizes it's in danger. And actually, scratch that. It's not just basic camouflage, like a flounder hiding in the sand. This is real-time, highly sophisticated cellular manipulation that lets a massive predator become completely indistinguishable from the freezing black water around it. So let's break down how this deadly ambush actually goes down because it happens in a total flash. Step 1, instant camouflage activation. It drops completely off the radar, letting it close the distance without shifting the water enough to alert its target. Step 2, the rapid, unseen strike. The prey is entirely unaware. And step 3, game over in mere seconds. Once that sequence is triggered, surviving is mathematically impossible for the prey. It is an absolute masterclass in hunting, perfected over millions of years in the harshest environment on Earth, making sure it uses the bare minimum energy for a guaranteed kill. We have this tendency to view ocean life as pretty predictable, ordinary animals, right? We expect standard marine behavior, schooling fish, migrating whales, things we can track and understand. But the phantom completely shatters that illusion. Instead, it presents a highly dangerous, totally fascinating, and completely unpredictable reality. It proves just how little we actually understand about the extremes of marine wildlife. While most marine science is focused on predictable habits, this creature is a rogue variable. It completely rewrites the script and proves that our surface-level rulebooks just do not apply in the pitch black. And that leads to a pretty chilling realization from the scientific consensus. The researchers who first analyzed this thing summed it up perfectly. If this creature was on land, we might not be safe. Let that sink in for a second. When experts look at its speed, its adaptive camouflage, and its sheer lethal efficiency, the humbling truth is that if it hunted in our forests or lived in our landscapes, humanity's spot at the top of the food chain would be in serious trouble. It's a level of hyperpredation that we are incredibly lucky we don't have to deal with up here on the surface. It just goes to show that nature's most dangerous and honestly brilliant wonders are deliberately hidden from our view. The Earth engineered these incredible, hyper-lethal creatures and just locked them away in environments so extreme that they're naturally quarantined from us. That insane hydrostatic pressure is essentially an invisible barrier keeping them down in the abyss and keeping us totally safe up top. It is such a humbling reminder of nature's power, the extreme boundaries it sets, and just the sheer, mind-blowing scale of these ecosystems that exist entirely without us. Which really just leaves us staring into the abyss, asking what other secrets are hidden in the ocean's depths. I mean, think about it. We have mapped more of the surface of Mars than we have of our own ocean floor. That is staggering. If the deep-sea phantom is already down there using biology that completely outpaces our greatest scientific minds, what else is swimming around in the pitch black right now, just waiting to be found? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep questioning everything because our world is clearly still packed with total mysteries.